First on NewsNation, the president touting there a record deal for Boeing that's got a whopping $200 billion price tag. This deal part of several announcements being made during this Middle East trip. 4 stops planned as part of this trip. The president also announced a major policy surprise, saying that the U.S. will lift sanctions on Syria, a move that is drawing both praise and criticism. Our NewsNation team covering all angles. Brooke Schaefer is outside the Boeing plant in South Carolina with how this will boost the local economy. First, though, we start in Doha, Qatar, with Kellie Meyer with the latest on this signing ceremony and the details of this Boeing deal.
Yeah, Marni, and this was something that we broke last night. Our source familiar confirming that Qatar Airways had secured this agreement to purchase, they said at the time, 150 Boeing jets. President Trump saying today it's a total of 160. We were told that it could go upwards of 200 jets, reaching over $100 billion. President Trump saying that could reach over $200 billion there today and bring in thousands of jobs. This was something that President Trump was focused on. He was hoping to come on this trip to the Middle East to bring back investment and jobs to the United States. We were watching for this major announcement between Qatar Airways and Boeing, and we were able to break that news to you here first on NewsNation last night, and we were told that announcement was coming today, and we watched as that deal was signed there between President Trump and the Emir of Qatar. So between Qatar and the United States, President Trump saying to get those planes out there right away. Here's more from President Trump just after they put the pen to paper on that deal. Take a listen.
It's the largest order of jets in the history of Boeing. That's pretty good. And that's 140. Was that a 140 or 160? Well, yeah, you're right. It's actually 200.
Yeah, so President Trump saying there it was going to reach over $200 billion when 60 jets. He said, congrats to Boeing, get those planes out there. So this is something that this will now toss back to Boeing in the United States as they start to build those planes out and get the investment going and the jobs back into the U.S. That's something I know Brooke is going to touch on there from the ground. But here in Qatar, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm around this deal. Our sources here talking about it and applauding this agreement that was signed here today. Many announcements coming out of this trip here in the Middle East. We're expecting more potentially tomorrow as President Trump heads to the United Arab Emirates, as we're also watching if there is any stop there for the president in Turkey, as President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky are meeting there potentially to end the war in Ukraine as those talks continue, Marni. So a lot going on.
So buying these planes from Boeing is a big investment. This is a big deal. What else do we know, though, about sort of the second airline topic that has come up during the president's international travel, and that is of Qatar looking to gift the president a jet as well? Are they saying anything more about that and the criticism he's receiving?
Yeah, and we've seen the president talk about this. He posted on Truth Social late last night or the early morning hours here about that, saying that it's a gift from the Qatari government, from the royal family, that luxury jet. But it is important to note that these are two separate stories. I know you were discussing with Chris Steyerwalt last hour that there may be a lot more focus on that Qatari gift from the royal family, the luxury Boeing jet, rather than the Qatar Airlines and Boeing deal. Two separate things. One means more investment and more jobs in the U.S. The other, the White House says, is going to the Defense Department. Qatar saying, sources here telling me that it would be used as potentially a temporary Air Force One, and then it is a gift, a donation to the Department of Defense. It is coming under a lot of criticism, especially from Democrats on Capitol Hill. Senator Schumer said he's going to hold up all political appointee nominations there on Capitol Hill for the Justice Department over this, and over Attorney General Pam Bondi signing off on this deal. She used to lobby for Qatar. So a lot of questions surrounding that, but it is important to note that these are two separate deals happening here, and the White House is going to focus much more on what they're saying is an investment in the United States, jobs coming back to the U.S. As they keep saying, promises made, promises kept. We are expecting them to focus more on this deal rather than the other one that's taking up quite a bit of oxygen on this trip here, Marni.
Right, and that's a national security concern about the components in the plane, right, and where it's coming from and being made.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.